I have to tell you guys, I have a secret weapon. And also like eating and like surviving. In this day and age, why is it so hard? Hello friends, welcome back to another video. I'm gonna do a little bit more of a sit down video, so grab your popcorn, take some notes if you want. I've learned a thing or two about being a college student for now 4 years. You know, everyone says that senior year is supposed to be chill. Well, tell that to the massive pile of music on my stand. And the 10 emails I just got from my professor when filming this intro. I've partnered with HP to share something really special with you. So like you, I thought that senior year at Juilliard would be somewhat relaxed. But spoiler, it's not. Between recitals, projects, and all of my auditions, it's hard to have fun in the process. I've had to completely rethink how I kind of do everything. So if you're a college student and you're trying to balance it all out like I am, here are 10 things I wish I knew before senior year of college. And how I've stayed productive and had fun and stayed mostly sane in the process. Now, having a busy schedule at school, especially when you're living in New York, things can get kind of hectic. You know, everyone is so obsessed with balance these days, and I think it's for a reason. Because you can't be productive if you're constantly on the whole day. So we just had class. I always like to kind of go up. That's enough. I always like to go outside for a little bit after class just because the day is busy enough as it gets and the city is so chaotic. Sometimes you just need time to slow down. Okay, we've made it to the park. There's so much different information that's accessible and great to take in the world, but being alone with your thoughts kind of lets you hit the reset button every once in a while. I know it seems lonely, but this really helps to just like sit alone with my thoughts in the park. Try it out. Because I think you'll find that when you have less going on, it'll allow you to focus more on the stuff that really matters. So give yourself the time you need to get outside and touch grass. The grass isn't very full right now, but you get the idea. We live in such a digital world that when you have so many devices that are just always on, it's really easy to get distracted. And so streamlining your workload, your inspiration, and your fun all onto one device not only reduces clutter physically, but also mentally. Which brings me into my third point, which is that one screen is better than 5 screens. I used to constantly be jumping around between my iPad for reading scores, my laptop for schoolwork, and my phone for scheduling. And it was just constant chaos. It was too much going on. I didn't know where things were. And now everything lives on one device. My HP OmniBook X. This just makes life simple, okay? Everything is on here. Let me show you. Let me clip in so I can use all of my limbs to show you this beauty. Oh, this brings me into my fourth point, is that you have to have a support system. And while my family is always there to help me, this bad boy does a lot too. The most successful people you see aren't doing it by themselves, and they always have a support system around them. And I have to tell you guys, I have a secret weapon. Yeah, I do. It's my Copilot plus PC. Now, whether I need to summarize my notes, which I have a lot of notes. I don't know why I have so many notes. I do take a lot of lesson notes. That is one thing. And I also do have a lot of notes from like my regular classes at school. It just kind of helps me sort everything in my brain. Also, drafting emails. In this day and age, why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? It just helps me put out the best product. Now, one of my main complaints about being a student in college is that we have a lot of busy work, okay? And I cannot stand when busy work is the main focus of my life. I would rather spend my time practicing and being creative. Sorry, I'm moving to the floor because I need my floor time. And while I'm not quite ready to hire a personal assistant to follow me around all day, relying on one device to handle all of the busy work for me definitely makes it a lot easier and allows me to stay focused on what actually matters, which is my oboe playing and making content for you guys. And also like eating and like surviving, because those are kind of important. And when I'm spending all of my time like scheduling or trying to send a file from one device to another, yeah, no, not anymore. Now you need to rest. See what I did there? I'm on a bed now because I'm resting. Really meta of me. You cannot always be on 100% of the time. And I think that honestly society has turned productivity into like this big competition to see who can be productive the most and who can check off the most amount of things on their to-do list. And sure, it's important to get things done, but I don't want to be miserable in the process. Not me. I don't think you do either. And so yes, this notion of like locking in is important to an extent, okay? To an extent. But in order to be consistent, which I really think consistency is the key to everything, you need time to rest. You need time to turn your brain off and think about other things. And this leads me to my next point, which is you need to have fun. And this might shock you guys, but I've been getting into gaming. I said it, yeah. I have. I'm not a pro gamer whatsoever, but I'm having fun. That's all that matters. I'm still figuring out which games I like best, but what I can say is that the HP OmniBook X does have the best gaming interface I've ever seen. And honestly, the soundtracks do keep me coming back to the games, but like the interface on the games itself, the coloring is crazy. The 3K touchscreen display. Do you see that? Touchscreen display makes gaming so fun, and it's really unlike any other computer I've ever tried. You might call yourself a procrastinator, but I think that it's actually a good thing to put tasks off for later when you can prioritize and know when things need to get done. And I've learned that prioritizing a task so that you can fully commit to it in the moment, and with my HP OmniBook X, I'm allowed to do all of that. I'm not getting distracted anymore, and I found that I can pay attention to each activity more when everything is already planned out and everything is right in front of me. That's such a high quality too. I used to also separate productivity and fun time when I really think that they can coexist at the same time and kind of feed off of each other too. Like, some of my best musical ideas happen when I'm researching a topic or when I'm gaming even, because, you know, the soundtracks do be that good. Or even when I'm journaling, like, the two can coexist, babes. They're not separate. And when everything is already on one device, I can channel that spark that I'm getting whilst gaming or when I'm journaling and immediately turn it into something that I can focus on when I'm practicing. I'm going back to the floor. Okay, last point. As a musician, I'm always told that the notes are so important, but what they also tell us is that the silence and the space in between the notes are just as important. And I think that this relates a lot to life. You need a system that can let you work at your highest potential, but also the same system that lets you breathe and have fun throughout all of the chaos. And senior year has really reminded me that you need to have a balance between the two. And so when you have a system that lets you work, play, and rest and not switch gears 50 times throughout the day, you're able to get everything done in the day, all while having fun doing it. So I know I was giving like inspirational today, but I hope you enjoyed. And whether you're a senior in college or a freshman in college, I hope you can take something away from today's video, and I'll be back next time. Bye bye.